Okay, so for number 3, circle the base, finish the race. Also, if you press second log, if you want to undo the log, because it's a base of 10, you can do that in the calculator and you'll get the same answer. Okay, number 4 is inverse. So that's when you're switching x and y. But you also could just know that the inverse of an exponential is going to be a log of the same base, right? So if it's base e, it's log base e, which we know to be ln. Number 5 is using your log rules. Okay, so this is using 2 rules actually. So this has the product rule, the C in the front, and it has a plus sign. When you're doing these log rules, when you're condensing, you want one log. So I would write one log, put the parentheses, and then put everything into that parentheses. So that B is to the C times D, right? So the C in the front becomes the exponent and the plus changes to multiplication. Number 6, circle the base, finish the race, and then get rid of the -2 exponent. And this is something we did in the last unit, right? We raise it to the reciprocal power, and then you can type that into the calculator. Number 7 is log rules. So you're taking log 30 and trying to rewrite it using what you know. You know log 3 is x, but you also know log 10 is 1. That's your common log. So how do I rewrite 30 using 3 and 10? Well, 3 times 10. And now that I have logs with multiplication, I can rewrite it as 2 logs with addition. So that becomes log 3, which we're told it's x, and log 10, which we know is 1. Okay, so these kinds are a little bit trickier because you kind of have to think using what they tell you, but also what you already know. So anytime you have any multiple of 10 or 100 or 1,000, try to use those common logs. All right, number 8 is using your rules again. So do you see here on the side, we kind of are rewriting those radicals with exponents first and then just undoing all the rules. So this is expanding. So everyone gets their own log, the A, the B, the C, right? So notice how there's 3 logs here. Everyone gets their own log. And then sometimes with the multiple choices, they just might write it differently. Maybe they would put the 1/3 in the front with parentheses. Maybe they put it for each log, right? So they could have written it in a different way. This is just the way that they chose to write it. Then this one is the same thing, except it's condensing. When you're condensing, write one log and then put everything in the parentheses. I know I didn't write parentheses here, but imagine those parentheses are everything is in here. So you're not putting log on the top, log on the bottom. It's one log with one expression. And there's an X, there's a Y, there's a Z. So all 3 of those variables are together. So subtraction means division, addition means you're multiplying them, and then the numbers in the front are really the exponents. All right, number 10, circle the base, finish the race. They just wanted you to rewrite it. They didn't want you to solve it. Number 11, you have to divide by 2 first and then put logs on both sides. You can put logs or ln. If you do ln, ln of e is 1. So that cancels it out. If you do logs, that's fine, but log of e is a number. So then you actually have to divide by log e and type that into the calculator. Number 12, inverse. Read carefully, inverse. So you're looking for not the exponential, you're actually looking for the log. So log base 3, which is choice 3. 13, when is it undefined? So we want not in the domain. So be careful of how they word the question. Sometimes they want what is the domain. So we want where the x values would get you y values. This one is where is it undefined? We want everything but that. So x is less than or equal to 4. 4 is not in the domain, so we want to include that here. If it said what is the domain, then it would be x is greater than 4, not including 4. Number 14, which is equivalent, right? So it's not inverse. So we want it to be the same. So just put it in log form, which is choice 1. This one is inverse. So we do want to switch x and y. And then by the choices, have it be put into log form. Okay, these you can put in the calculator or use your rules, meaning that for like E, if it's the same, then it's going to always be 1. And then these are, again, using your rules of expanding and condensing.